Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What Are You Painting Now? And welcome to our 1 year celebration. We're going to be going through a top 10, doing some special awards, and let's get right to it with number 10, Splen. Splen is a fantastic contributor to our thread. And what he is really the master of is making the complex look simple. Right here, we have a phenomenal level of skill on display. Take a look at those stripes, ladies and gentlemen. That is much more difficult than you would imagine. The black with the bone, very difficult to paint with. The highlighting here is absolutely astonishing, and he is one of our new contributors, and I am so glad to have him with us. Thank you very much for joining us, Splen, and I'm glad you made it to the top 10. Next up, we have number 9, Pierre's. Now, what I'm going to be showing you from Pierre's is not actually what I enjoy the most. What I enjoy the most from Pierre's is his work on Old Hammer, where he does up old Citadel miniatures and he does them up with this new painting techniques that we have realized throughout the years. But this here is what got him the points and why we love him. He did this up as a piece for a little girl's charity for cancer, and isn't that phenomenal that we can use our skills to help people? Pierre's, thank you very much for being on this thread. You're a treasure, and I'm going to be looking forward to seeing more of your stuff soon. Alright, next up we have number 8, Hephaesto. Now, Hephaesto is fantastic because he is a little weird compared to the average. Now, you take a look at some of these miniatures and they might not be your thing, but imagine a thread where there was nothing but the same stuff over and over again. If that wasn't for you, you'd be clicking off fairly quickly. But Hephaesto shows two of the things that I love. Showing me miniatures that I've never seen before, and showing true artist skill in both his ability to sculpt and his ability to paint. Having something weird and fantastic like this allows people to see that this isn't just a homogeneous club. This is for everyone. Thank you very much for joining us, Hephaesto. Next up, we have number 7 with Dr. Ether. Dr. Ether is a fantastic member of our community. Now, he does some phenomenal work with his podcast, Darker Days Radio. And if you're into the world of darkness, I very much suggest you go along there. He is the master of speed painting. He can paint things up to a level which I cannot even imagine in not a half, not a third, and not even a quarter of the time that it would take me. He is also the master of flesh tones, and we are so privileged to have him here on this thread. Thank you, Dr. Ether. Congratulations on getting on the front page, and I hope to see more of your work in the years to come. Next up, we have number 6, Summer-chan. Summer-chan is, in many ways, the perfect member of this community. He is skilled, yes, for sure, without a doubt. And the other thing is, he gives phenomenal feedback. But I think what I really love about Summer-chan, aside from being such a personable guy, is that he gives a great deal of detail to everything. Take a look at that bass, ladies and gentlemen. That bass tells a story. Take a look at the fading on those ghosts. That takes skill. The black on the bone. All of this is a phenomenal piece of work. But he shows how he does it, and it is just fantastic to have somebody like him on this thread who is personable, relatable, and just an all-round good bloke. Thank you very much for your time, Summer-chan. We hope to see more of you in the years to come. Next up, we have number 5, Aratus. Aratus is one of our new contributors, and as such, we don't have a whole lot of works in progress from him, but we do have a phenomenal piece of work. And what I really love about this is how it shows so much skill in it. One, that this is a converted model, and that it is quite hard to tell that it's a converted model because of how seamlessly it is put together. It shows a great deal of skill, like with its purity seal, with the stripe on the cape, and with 1,000 other tiny details. Aratus, you're one of our new contributors, and I hope to see more from you in the future. But what I hope most of all is to see some work in progress from the prize I'll be sending to you. Alright, next up we have number 4, J-Aiden. J-Aiden is a commission painter, and he does just absolutely phenomenal work. Just astonishing. So, take a look at this right here. This is what got him the spot on here. But I don't want to talk about this. I want to talk about this, which, in my opinion, shows much more why we love J-Aiden. He went on a little bit of a rant on his YouTube channel about when you should be assembling models and when you shouldn't, and the difficulty that having assembled a model may cause. So, take a look at this finished product. It is awe-inspiring, and he gave it away. He reached 5,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, and this is what he gave away. And I tell you what, the person who got it was a very, very lucky man. So I would love it if you guys picked up from his experience, because he puts out some phenomenal pieces of work. He comments on how to take better photos, how to paint your models better. I very much recommend him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have number 3, Wild Chevy. Now, without Wild Chevy, I don't think that I would be here doing this video or starting this thread. The reason for that is Wild Chevy is one of this forum's longest running members, and unlike myself, he did not take a vacation. When I came back on, I had a chat with Wild Chevy, and it was great, and it reignited my passion for the hobby. And he helped kick off this thread. he is a phenomenal painter and a fantastic friend. Thank you very much, Wild Chevy, for spending your time here, and thank you very much for helping me reignite my passion for the hobby. Next up, we have number 2. And this is one of our new contributors, which makes me very excited. Opponent Theory. Opponent Theory hasn't actually put up some works in progress for the work he's most known for. So here is some fantastic works in progress for these guys here. But what he's most known for is this right here. The superhero comic, guys. And do they not look fantastic, ladies and gentlemen? And what he got this position for was this right here. Take a look at it, ladies and gentlemen. It is astonishing, fantastic, incredible, spectacular. One could even say a superior paint job. For those of you who picked up on that little joke there, I'd love to have a drink with you. Next up, we have our special awards. Kicking off our special awards, we have our most frequent contributor. For those of you who spend any time at the forum at all, you will know who I'm talking about. Suetonius Paulinius. Now let's take a look at some of his work. And I do mean some. That's under a third of what he's put up in this time period that we're looking at. Andy, you are a fantastic part of this community. And I want to say thank you, because always having something to look at draws people. But not only that, your welcoming demeanor keeps people coming back and keeps the new people flowing in. Thank you very much for your time, Andy. And I'm going to be sending you some Chaos Cultists as a thank you, as well as what will be left with the Deathwatch Overkill after everything else. Alright, so that's not all of our special awards for this 1 year celebration. Next up, we have our most valuable new contributor. A lot of people were fighting it out for this one. We have Kevlin, who was posting quite a great deal and gives sporadic feedback, which is fantastic. Gives people, you know, a sense that people are reading. The ever so infuriating Davith, who's given a shot at having a go at Andy for the most frequent contributor. And then we have Tharagon, the Master of Metals. But all of them were beat out by Sheldon 9. Sheldon 9 has consistently given fantastic feedback, and I know that I'm using that word a lot in this, but there's a reason for it, ladies and gentlemen. His feedback is one of the reasons that people keep coming back. People come back based off feedback. They come back based off likes. He's also a very decent painter, and I'm going to be sending him something special, and I hope that it interests him, because he's not a big Warhammer guy, as you may have seen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now what you're all here for. Number 1. Brushstroke. So, he has consistently shown his works in progress throughout. And I think that might be the reason that people voted for him. He's been working very hard on his Armies on Parade project, and we've seen it built every stage of the way. And that gives some of us some hope, because we see all of these little bits of work, all of these tiny bits of effort adding up to something absolutely awe-inspiring. So, I want to thank Brushstrokes for his fantastic work, and I'm going to be sending all of you guys messages, and hopefully people will get back to me in time. And what I'm going to do is, at the end of the week, if someone hasn't gotten back to me, I'm going to contact the next person along, and I'm most probably going to trim it down to a few days after that. So, thank you very much, guys, for contributing, and I'm looking forward to the next year. You know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Keep those brushes wet.